limb is gone. It was amputated. Yet, you can still feel an itch or even agonizing pain in the hand that no longer exists. You might reach out to grasp a phantom coffee cup, or more disturbing, feel the crushing pressure of a non-existent fist. This is not imagination. It's a complex neurological puzzle known as phantom limb syndrome. It's an overwhelming sensory phenomenon affecting up to 80% of amputees. The sensations are so real they compel physical actions, even though the body part they reference is demonstrably absent. It is the ultimate testament to the brain's power to create reality. But how can you feel something that is physically absent? Where is this sensation coming from? Is it a memory in the residual nerves, or is it all in the brain? For centuries, this experience was dismissed as psychosomatic, a psychological failing. But modern neuroscience, utilizing brain imaging, has confirmed that the source is purely biological, originating deep within the sensory processing centers of the cortex. We are mapping the brain's internal body image to find the source of these very real phantom signals. The investigation begins with a map. Not a map of the world, but a topographical representation of the human body laid out across the cerebral cortex, the anatomical roadmap known as the sensory homunculus. We must locate the exact location of the glitch. The sensory homunculus is the key to understanding the phantom. It is a neurological model of the body where different areas of the skin and muscles correspond directly to different sections of the somatosensory cortex, the brain's feeling department. When an arm is amputated, the source of input from that limb's territory on the homunculus is cut off. But the corresponding patch of brain tissue does not simply go dark. Instead, it begins to seek new input. This leads us to the core mechanism, cortical reorganization, or maladaptive neuroplasticity. According to classic research by neuroscientist Dr. V.S. Ramachandran, the brain area that once processed signals from the missing hand, for instance, is gradually invaded by signals from an adjacent area, perhaps the face or the upper arm. When the patient touches their cheek, the signal travels up to the brain, but when it arrives at the cortex, it spills over into the adjacent, now vacant, hand territory. The brain, interpreting activation in the hand region, concludes with absolute certainty: the hand is being touched. The sensation is relocated, but the experience is undeniable. This explains the strange phenomenon where a patient feels a phantom hand being caressed when they shave their cheek. The sensation is real, but the brain has mistakenly assigned it to the wrong location. But reorganization alone doesn't fully account for the most agonizing symptom: phantom pain. This extreme pain, often described as cramping, crushing, or burning, is believed to be caused by a profound sensory mismatch. When the patient attempts to move their phantom limb, a motor command initiated by the motor cortex, the brain expects immediate, corresponding sensory feedback from the somatosensory cortex. Because the limb is absent, the expected signal never arrives. This lack of feedback creates a catastrophic neural conflict, a sensory paradox. The brain continues to cycle the move command without the moved confirmation, locking the limb into a painful fixed posture. The pain is the brain's desperate attempt to flag the system error. Further evidence, published in the journal Neuroscience and Biobehavioral Reviews, suggests that the syndrome is also influenced by a neuromatrix, a widely distributed network that holds the complete genetically determined body image, acting as a fixed internal template that resists updates even when physical input changes. The pain, therefore, is not the echo of old trauma, but a contemporary signal of a map that cannot be edited. The investigation has led to a single conclusion. The phantom is the result of a rational brain trying to make sense of irrational, missing data. The clarity we seek is found in tricking the brain into updating its internal map. Since the phantom limb exists as a sensory mismatch, motor output sensory input, the intervention must provide the missing visual confirmation to resolve the conflict. This is the principle behind mirror box therapy, an elegant solution pioneered by Ramachandran. By placing the intact limb beside a mirror, reflecting its image into the space where the phantom limb should be, the brain is provided with immediate, compelling visual feedback that matches its motor command. When the patient moves their real hand, the brain visually perceives the phantom hand moving freely, resolving the sensory paradox. The motor cortex sends the move signal, and the visual cortex returns the moved confirmation. This act of sensory integration allows the cortex to finally edit the fixed template, often resulting in the instantaneous relief of chronic phantom pain. The phantom limb syndrome is the body map resisting revision. The pain is a rational alarm. The cure is simply giving the brain the data it needs to reconcile the physical absence with the persistent neurological presence. The brain is not a perfect machine, but it is a rational one. We have closed the file on phantom limb syndrome, but the archive is still open. There are countless mind glitches left to decode. Comment below with the phenomenon you want us to investigate next. Subscribe and help us build the archive.